Rice Shower, A Tragic Tale of Hope and Hardship. By a name I cannot pronounce, but okay. I'll just call him Pyrrhixz. I don't know. Sorry. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Anyways, horse time.
What does it mean to win? In Uma Musume, it means placing first in your race, besting the competition. Sometimes fan favorites win their respective races, and other times someone can challenge their position, upsetting the odds and emerging victorious.
Funnily enough, I somehow managed to win entire thing with like my strongest version of Haru Urara since ever. And I managed to fully win, which was great. That was awesome. I'm just scared, since this is a reaction to the anime, I'm just scared that I might get punished for this, in fact. And it might actually happen. So I'm pretty scared of this.
But what happens when this individual fears the results of winning? Instead of embracing victory, she rather shies away from it. In finding strength to win against all odds, she is instead saddened by the dreams of others she's tarnished. An Uma with a pure heart, who truly wants to see everyone happy, even at the cost of her own. This is the story of Rice Shower, personified in Uma Musume from a tragic story of real-life events. Rice Shower is a racehorse named after the tradition of rice throwing at weddings in Japan, a symbol of good luck in Japan.
Interesting. Interesting. I didn't know where that name came from, so throwing rice at a wedding. Okay, interesting. New thing I need to do.
Japanese culture. His first race was on August 8, 1991 at the Nagita racecourse. Rice Shower would place first in this race, instantly captivating an audience of onlookers. Though his second race would end at the back of the pack, the next race Rice Shower participated in on September 21, 1991 would be another victory for the newcomer. This time, Rice Shower claimed victory at the 1991 Fuyo Stakes held at the Nakayama racecourse. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, Pyrrhixz, this seems like a simple—
My glorious pink Pyrrhixz, so that's the name, okay. My glorious queen, Haru Urara. I love this horse, she's great. She's so cute.
Simple story of a new racehorse building an audience by seizing victory. Though, you're not wrong in this statement. It's the career wins that come next that will make Rice Shower infamous in the racing world. From October 1991 to 1992, Rice Shower competed in a total of 6 additional races, placing second or below at each one. It would be at the Kika show race held in Kyoto that would shake—
Second or below? Okay. Interesting. So she placed second or below. She didn't want to win.
The racing world in Japan.
Or he.
Just
probably. I don't know. It might be a male horse. I don't know. Probably.
like in Uma Musume, the real-life counterparts also had a hierarchy of favoritism on who would come out on top. For this race, held on November 8, 1992, Rice Shower was the second favorite to win. The favorite of the Kika show was Mihono Bourbon, the Rito-based racehorse with an undefeated race history up until this point. From Bourbon's debut in 1991 up until the Kika show, he remained a strong pillar, a hometown hero for the Kyoto area. Rice Shower, having trained in the East, was widely seen as an invader from Kanto, a narrative driven by the media mainly to drum up drama and hype around the highly anticipated race. Even in the—
We got horse race drama before GTA 6? That's interesting. Far before GTA 6, in fact. Interesting. Is that the one where Rice won beating that horse and causing issues?
Anime, all the Umas may have rivalries, but they're never malicious towards one another. This is another example of that sense. All the coverage of this race garnered countless eyes of the hometown hero versus the foreign invader. I've tried to find footage of this race in particular, but all that remains are records of the final outcome. Rice Shower would upset all odds, placing first in the Kika show. This would come as a major blow to fans of the fan favorite, Mihono Bourbon. For context, Bourbon had competed in a total of 4 races previously against Rice Shower, placing first in every single one. So it comes as no surprise that he'd be the fan favorite at the Kiko show. This would also be Bourbon's final race in their career, ending an undefeated legacy shattered by an invader from the—
Damn! Damn. Oh, wow. Okay. And the rise is symbol of prosperity. Japan. Old Japan. Could be. I don't know. I'm not too familiar.
The East. An overall race record of 7-1 over the course of
7 wins, 1 loss. And that 1 loss is against Rice. Interesting.
8 races total. After the major upset of the Kiko show, Rice Shower raced in 3 more competitions from December 1992 to March 1993. Aside from the Nikkei show, held on March 21, 1993, Rice Shower would have an unremarkable performance after defeating Bourbon. Then, the sun rose over the Kyoto racetrack once more on April 25, 1993. Just like before, Rice Shower was seen as the second favorite to win this race. Once again, bested by popular vote by another Rito racehorse. This time, on the same race course that Rice Shower defeated Bourbon on, he'd be racing against Mejiro McQueen. This race is actually depicted in the anime, and truly personifies the reason why Rice Shower acts the way she does both in the series and in Uma Musume Pretty Derby. If you haven't trained Rice Shower, I'll give it to you as simply as I can. She is incredibly difficult to train. Rice Shower in the anime is very hard on herself and sees any misfortunes that fall on others as a fault of her own. There are events in the game where she'll attribute any—
She also has some oddly brother core things. I don't know. Brothercon, I think is it called. Yeah, Mood Down, Night Owl, Mood Down. Yeah, there's a few things. I didn't have as many issues with her in comparison to Top Gun. I don't know, Top Gun was a bitch. Every single time. Like, I had like at least like 6 or 7 Mood Down, and I was like, bro, what are you doing? This is punishment for me. This hurts.
negative happening to anyone as her own personal fault. Even with her outwardly kind-hearted exterior and determination to win, instead of cheers, the audience remained a distant murmur. Rice Shower, when racing against McQueen in the Tenno show, would once again upset all odds, toppling yet another racehorse with an impressive track record. Though not as impressive as Bourbon's, McQueen had claimed several first-place finishes and had risen to being a fan favorite. To many, McQueen was the one who toppled the invader from the east who stole Bourbon's final win. This race, once again, is shown in full in the anime. As another fun fact, Uma Musume actually adapts the real-life lines from commentators of the race. To say this was a major upset—
Ooh, I need to watch this anime. I seriously do. You mean Brocon? Yeah, it could be something like that. Siscon, Brocon, like these, right? I don't know. Brother complex. Very interesting. I need to watch that anime for real.
It would be a drastic understatement. It was a devastating blow to the pride of the West. Not once, but twice, had Rice Shower assassinated the victory of the hometown heroes he raced against. This earned Rice Shower the nickname Black Assassin, and began the solidification—
Why? Why did these horses have aura? What is this? They're not supposed to have aura. They probably just get aura from the anime, but now I have aura IRL. Hi UMW, how you doing? Hope you're doing good. How does this happen? How do horses get aura?
of his infamy on the racetrack. In the anime, fans comment on how Rice Shower will be the heel once again, directly taking inspiration from real-life events. Rice Shower, both in Uma Musume and in real life, is often labeled as a heel who shattered others' dreams. In the anime, Rice Shower states mid-race that she won't be the heel, but instead, the hero. With this, Rice Shower passes McQueen with the final spurt of the race, taking victory over yet another fan favorite. The audience didn't cheer, didn't clap, but instead began booing Rice Shower. Distant murmurs can be heard of a disappointed audience who were unsatisfied with the final outcome. Rice Shower, in the anime, had set a record time, which also reflects real-life events once more. Despite the record-setting race, and the amazing performance—
And that horse is him! By the way, there was a race where the rider won the race, but when everyone came near him, they realized he's dead. So you can say a dead man won a race? That's crazy. That's wild. New lore!
Rice Shower received nothing but glaring eyes from the audience. Though McQueen and a few others clapped for her in the anime, it can't shake the feeling Rice has from taking yet another person's dream away from them. When retreating away from the racetrack, Rice is clearly disheveled. She had won the race, but still had upset thousands of people who were there to witness her loss. The beautiful thing about Uma Musume is how they show the next scene. It isn't a random trainer nor Uma that comes to comfort Rice. It is instead Mihono Bourbon, the very same one who Rice defeated at the Kika show. Instead of glorifying her own win, Rice Shower is completely devastated.
優勝おめでとう、ライス。また、たくさんの夢を壊してしまいました。それが勝つということです。勝負ですからね。誰かが勝てば、誰かは傷つき、夢破れる。そういうものです。ブーイングって痛いですね。やっぱり、痛かったです。 ブーイングはチャレンジャーの勲章です。傷つく必要はありません。でもいつかこれが歓喜と祝福の声になる日は必ず来ます。あなたが勝ち続ければきっと。だってあなたの名前はライスシャワーなんですから。
Even after all the effort she...
We're still alive. We're still alive. With an emotionally unstable horse. You part of it. Too late. We're already through. They're crying because they lose the bet money. That's very true as well. That's true as well. Like, as a... Like, they probably bet on this race, right? And then they would be mad. True. Very true.
Put into winning, all the countless hours she spent training, she felt guilty for toppling others' dreams. In every race that we run with our Umas, that's something else to think about. With the victory you claim, it shatters the hopes of another. This is the reality of competition, as Bourbon states. In the anime,
I don't care. My horse must win. No matter whose dream gets shattered. I don't care, especially when I'm using Haru. I don't care. I need to win. I must win. I don't care. Ripbozo. My loser horse cannot lose.
Rice Shower and Bourbon are actually very close friends, and the spirit of competition is only present when they're on the racetrack. It's an uplifting choice of direction to depict these two being so close despite the major upset that came with Bourbon's defeat. Though this is a beautiful ending in the animated Rice Shower story, the real-life counterpart of this Uma had a far sadder ending. Following the Tenno show, Rice Shower would continue to race, but would have an unremarkable placement for the next 9 races he participated in, ranging from September of 1993 to March of 1995. This only solidified Rice Shower's image of ruining greatness due to his major wins being upsets like McQueen's and Bourbon's. Then came yet another major event in Rice Shower's career. On April 23rd of 1995.
So he just continues to ruin dreams. I saw these race ones. Not worth it if you don't want to network there. Okay. Interesting, interesting. So he just continued to wipe the floor with the competition.
Rice Shower competed in the Spring Tenno show. Once more, on the very same racetrack where Rice shattered the dreams of many. During this time, the Kansai region had been recovering from a devastating Hushin earthquake which occurred in January. A mourning region washed as Rice Shower began the race at the Spring Tenno show. At the final spurt, once more, Rice Shower sees another victory in the Kyoto racecourse. Instead of receiving silence and boos, this time, Rice Shower was greeted with the applause and outward cries of the audience. This victory meant a lot for the Kansai region, and stood as a source of hope and inspiration for a grieving region. With the legacy that began an upset, Rice Shower now has solidified himself as a hero. Due to Rice Shower's rising popularity, he was considered to be placed in the Takarazuka Kinen race. Due to unstable conditions at the Hushin racecourse, the Takarazuka was moved to Kyoto, the place where Rice Shower had been both a savior and a spoiler.
Oh, so that's how the story changes from a so-called race villain to a race hero. I don't know, feels odd. Before that, yeah, shattering, essentially, like, shattering dreams. and now a hero. I don't know. Feels odd. I guess it's good for the region, but in general, it just feels weird.
Previously, Rise Shower, as per their handler's choice, were planning to retire him after the Spring Tenno show. However, seeing the public support of the racehorse caused them to reconsider. So, on June 4th, 1995, Rise Shower would take the race course once more. With countless fans supporting him, Rise Shower and his jockey, Matoba, planned to give it their all once again. Sadly though, this would be Rise Shower's final race, and the final time anyone would see Rise Shower alive. Matoba, Rise
No! No. Poke choose a number 1, 5 versus 9, 5. No. Ain't no way this horse is dying here.
Shower's jockey, stated following this race that he could sense something was off. This was not the time to win, but to instead tread lightly. The safety of Rise Shower was his top priority. However, Rise Shower had other plans in mind.
That horse said, nah, we ain't chillin', we winning.
Matoba attempted to keep Rise Shower at the back of the pack. After the third turn, he suddenly accelerated by himself. This resulted in Rise Shower tripping, sending Matoba off the horse. As the race continued, one of the most tragic outcomes unfolded for this newfound hero. Rise Shower had suffered a comminuted fracture on his front leg and foot, as well as a dislocation. In most cases, horses are moved off the racetrack and tend to away from the racecourse. Sadly, the injuries were too severe to even move Rise Shower, and so a curtain was placed around Rise Shower, and he was euthanized on the very—
Oh no! Oh no! No! How would they put that in the anime? Is she gonna get euthanized on the track?
racetrack that made him a hero. Matoba, though injured, remained by Rise Shower, witnessing the whole process unfold. When Rise Shower's body was carried away, Matoba bowed deeply for his longtime partner. Rise Shower's groom, Kawashima, could not stop crying at the sudden loss. A symbol of hope who brought many newfound inspiration, had been snuffed out at the very same racetrack which garnered him so much love and hatred. Unsurprisingly, Rise Shower's death became the headline news in Japan sports.
That is so depressing! That is so depressing! Oh, nah, bro. That horse. That horse! I picked a dead horse!
And several monuments were created in honor of him. One in Utopia Farm, where Rise Shower was born, and the other at the Kyoto racecourse. At the end of the year in 1995, the JRA gave a special award to Rise Shower, commemorating the racehorse, and in 2010, Kikasho was also renamed to the Rise Shower Memorial. Fans gathered to this day to pay their respects to Rise Shower, displaying their gratitude and mourning his loss. Though Rise Shower sadly met a tragic demise, the legacy of this racehorse lives on both in the hearts of his dedicated fans and personified as a kind-hearted Uma in Uma Musume. So, the next time Rise
in an anime and the gacha game. Not bad, not bad. Nowadays, you cannot just off the horse. There are many tests to go through. Well, back then there wasn't, and the horse died.
Shower gives you a little trouble while training, keep this video in mind. The legacy of this horse is shaped after one of many ups and downs. This was the story of Rise Shower, a racehorse forever remembered by many in Japan, one who both stole dreams and inspired them, who invoked hatred and hope. Who would you like to see next on this series? This was a very rough ride to write, but
I don't know. Special week if he hasn't done any yet. Here's. I need to win this. I need to win at least one entire career with Rise. That's my next goal. I need to build that horse up. She needs to win. She needs to win in Uma Musume. I need to make that clear. I may also react to more of these videos. They're cool. Well, great story. Unfortunately, tragic ending. It is what it is. Sad. Okay, spoil it. Is she at least happy in anime? He did Urara and Taya as well. Yeah, okay, I see Urara here, so that makes sense. Cool. Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe.